How's it gangin', dudes? My name is Sean, and welcome back to my channel. And so Yang went on the H3 podcast again, so I want to make sure I cover that for you guys because Yang says, "I'm sorry, my chair is just so rusty, man. It's just a rusty chair, rusty chair. Anybody got any chair oil out there? You know what I'm saying? A little mineral oil on my poor chair. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, Yang, excuse the chair. He knocks it out of the park every single time, man. He really does. And we only have so many days to get some polling numbers in, and I'm confident that he'll meet the threshold again. So he's already made one qualifying threshold. He's gonna make 2 at 7% or 4 at. So he'll be good. He'll be good, guys. I have faith in that because his book sales are sold out. They spiked. He raised $750K right after the debate. People liked him the most. He had the most standout responses. He was just generally overall widely renowned as one of the winners of the debate. Him and Bernie for the most part. And speaking of Bernie, Yang goes on to speak fondly of Bernie. Very kind words. And I don't want to, take away from Yang. I want him to be able to say it. So I'll play this small clip from H3. We'll watch it together, and then we'll react afterwards because Yang's a stand-up man. Whether he's standing up for Tom Steyer or Cory Booker or Tulsi Gabbard or even Kamala, and even when he made a jab at Wine Cave Pete, he didn't really go that hard on him. So sometimes to his detriment, but Yang isn't there to ruffle any feathers, and I understand that. There's some more edgier guys out there like me who can do that for him, But I think when the time comes, Yang will be. I think if he gets the general election, you'll see the gloves come off. It'll be nice. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this. I think you guys will enjoy it. And I also want to say, kind of like shout out to the Bernie Bros for just being so supportive of Yang most of the time. They're pretty welcoming of Yang. They're usually one issue supporters, Medicare for all, but they acknowledge Yang as one of the better candidates to choose from. And so maybe we can form some sort of coalition. That'd be nice. And again, I'm such a big fan of Bernie. I just think him rolling over to Hillary Clinton and DNC, him campaigning for her, it just doesn't look good for him. And he can redeem himself, but I think a Yang Bernie ticket or a Bernie Yang ticket would be redeemable. You know what I mean? I think that would be excellent. It'd be a class act. You know what I'm saying? I'm just so excited. This podcast is really good. I really urge you guys to really dig deep into this podcast yourself. But this is one of the main highlights I really like about it. So I just feel like I wanted to share. You know what I'm saying? It's sometimes I just like to share some things. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Shout out to the Bernie Bros. Come to the channel. I appreciate you guys.
You fight for what you believe in, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Like, I could have lived with that. But seeing the Yang Gang grow all of the past number of days and weeks, and then being on this debate stage, one of the fun things about running for president is you wind up getting to know the other candidates in personal ways because you're in the green room with them, or you're in the union hall with them, or you're at the fish fry with them. Like, whatever it is, you're just interacting with them as candidates and people. So you get used to it pretty quickly. Like, now I have, I'll tell you some fun stories. So I'd been around Bernie maybe half a dozen times, and then I wasn't sure if he liked me because you can't really tell with Bernie. and then he said to a journalist, "I like Andrew," and I was so touched. I was like,
first time you heard it.
"Yeah, I saw it in an interview. I was like, Bernie likes me. It's so exciting."
That's pretty badass.
And then the next time I saw him at the next debate in Atlanta, I was like, "Hey, Bernie, thank you for saying something nice about me, that journalist." And then Bernie put his arm around me and was like, "Of course I like you, Andrew. You bring a lot of good ideas to the table." And I have to say, my heart sang. I was like, I feel like my uncle just told me he was excited about me. So that dynamic, Joe and I actually bond very naturally on a lot of things. He's the most natively concerned about the impact of technology on the economy of the folks at least I've interacted with directly on this topic. So I will say, like I've now become increasingly friendly with more and more of the candidates, but there is a generational gap between me and them. So, like I said last night, I miss Kamala, I miss Corey, I miss Beto and Tulsi. Like these are people that I frankly feel more of like a natural connection to because they're around my age and the same generation.
Was there something that you wish they?
All right, guys. So there you go. For I don't want to play too many clips. I mean, you guys can go watch the whole podcast yourself. But I think the main takeaway from it that Yang is a stand-up guy. He's not going to look for ways to bash people. But I do think that when he makes the next debate, whenever they realize that Yang ain't going nowhere and they're going to start attacking him on UBI, I think that he'll come back. He'll come back pretty hard. I like the little subtle jabs like YKP. He did pretty good on that. So, but no, Bernie, man, he's. I like Bernie a lot. I was a former Bernie supporter. I went to Yang. A lot of Bernie bros did go to Yang. A lot of them went to Trump and then to Yang. So, it is what it is. But Bernie's one of the most prominent political figures, and he has things to be criticized for, but, everybody does. And I think, I don't know if you guys got this uploaded or not, but this video just got demonetized, and it was who might be Yang's vice president. And so go back and watch that. Smack a like if you haven't seen it. You may have not got notified because it was demonetized. So, just the views start dipping as soon as it gets demonetized. It is what it is. It's just name of the game on YouTube. You got to work with it, right? So, but I go on in there to say that a good vice president would be Bernie. Bernie's been around the block for a long time. It'd help Andrew navigate the waters, get some stuff done. And really, Andrew Yang's UBI proposal is really not all that different from stuff that Bernie has fought for, in the past. And I just think that it would really be a great ticket. Now, that's not to take away from anybody else. I do think that so many other candidates would be great. I think Tulsi would be great. Whether she voted president on impeachment or not, that's a smart move on her. She doesn't think that there's an actual real discourse to be had. For whether if they're actually trying to argue the case for impeachment actually, or if they're just doing it just because they don't like Trump, and that's what they're doing. And Tulsi can't really subscribe to that. But at the same time, she really can't say, she really can't be like, no, he hasn't done anything wrong, because she acknowledges that he has. So I think she's very right to do that. History will support her on that. But he goes on to talk about all these different people, and he's right. He's right to do so. So I also think that H3 and Hila, they've been supporting Yang for a very long time. So I want to congratulate them for having them on the podcast, because man, it's so great. And he even says in this podcast that a lot of these other candidates, they avoid independent outlets like this. Like the plague, and there's no reason for it. That's most of the young base that's coming up and going to be voting now. The older people they're getting elderly, and they will die off, and they will be replaced with younger people with fresh or new ideas. So you have to at some point embrace that, right? So I don't know. These are just my thoughts, guys. These are just my thoughts. It is what it is. That's really all I got for you guys today. I just wanted to just touch base with you guys and let you guys know about the H3 podcast, because he has 258,000 views. I know we can get that up a lot more. Illinois, Yang needs to be on the ballot for Illinois, so get out there, get your signatures going on, guys. And honestly, look, I can't express enough how important it is for Yang to be on the ballot in every single state. If they have a handful of signatures and they need 500 minimum, so many more than that. For each county, I think it is. I don't know. Just guys, if any of you live anywhere near, I'm dead serious. You have to get out there. You have to get those signatures. Go to yang2020.com. They show you exactly how to, yangdaily10.com. They show you exactly how to do it. Here, let's look at it together real quick. Let's see. Sorry, I'm one finger pecking here. Yang Daily 10. Illinois. Come on, guys. Gotta get on here. Gotta do it. They show you exactly how to do it. It's not hard. They have instructions. Illinois, click here. It's super, super, super easy, guys. You have to get out there. If you live in Illinois, just print them off and have your family sign. or your friends and stuff like that. Just take a day, an afternoon, and then just email it off. That's all you gotta do. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. Get out there and do it, guys. Gotta get them out there. All right. Anyways, sorry. I just had to. I really need to stress that. Yeah, keep donating. Keep doing it. Come on, guys. You got this. I ain't gotta say nothing. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna quit bugging you. Go watch this podcast. I'll see you guys.